Hello, my Biblio darlings, and welcome to Bibliothesia. The story I'm going to be reading today is called The Magic School Bus, The Wild Leaf Ride. Now, before we go any further, I don't know if you and I know one another. My name's Mally, and this show is all about my bringing stories to life through reading them for you. Oh, I just banged my hand. Ow. Anyway, so the story that we're going to be reading today is called The Magic School Bus, The Wild Leaf Ride. And before we get to that really fun story, let's remind our body that we're safe right here and right now. And we're going to do it through two exercises. The first is called a 4-4-8 deep breathing exercise. We're going to breathe in for 4 counts, then hold the breath for 4 counts, and then exhale out for 8 counts. And then I'm going to share with you some fun knock-knock jokes. And the whole purpose of the knock-knock jokes, when you hear it, and if you find it funny, is when you laugh, your body automatically relaxes and you're much calmer. So with that, let's do the deep breathing exercise and pretend you have a pretend balloon inside your tummy. With each inhale, you're going to make that pretend balloon bigger and bigger and bigger. So with that, let's make the pretend balloon in our tummy big and inhale deeply for 1, 2, 3, 4. And now let's hold the breath for And now exhale out for 8 counts. Oh, the whole purpose of the deep breathing exercise is to remind our body that we're calmer. And I don't know about you, but I feel calmer just by doing that beautiful deep breathing exercise. So I'm just leaning over for my joke book, and I'm going to read to you 3 knock-knock jokes. Knock, knock. Who's there? Sasha. Sasha who? Sasha, big hat you're wearing. Sasha, big hat you're wearing. Oh, such a big hat you're wearing. I'm so happy I got it. Okay, because some of these jokes I just don't get. So here's the second joke. Knock, knock. Who's there? Sherwood. Sherwood who? Sure would like to meet you. Oh, that's cute. And here's the third one. Knock, knock. Who's there? Soldier. Soldier who? Soldier bike yet? Oh, soldier bike yet? Well, that's kind of cool. Alrighty, so with that, so I'm hoping your body's more relaxed with the deep breathing exercise and hearing some jokes and hearing me process the jokes. Alrighty, so let's get to the story that we are looking at today, and it's called The Magic School Bus, The Wild Leaf Ride. And on the cover, there's the teacher, Miss Frizzle, and she's seated on a leaf, and her hands are up in the air, and look at her dress. There are all different types of leaves and acorns and those things, that come off of a tree, and you spin it and it goes round and round and round like a helicopter blade. That's really cool. It looks like her shoes have acorns and her earrings are maple leaves. Oh, that's so good. I'm in Canada and I always love seeing the maple leaf because it reminds me of the Canadian flag, and I'm so proud of that Canadian flag. It represents freedom and democracy and the ability to be able to live life freely. So that's why I love the Canadian flag. And then it looks like there's Tim, and we can always identify Tim because he's wearing a blue shirt with a green trim. And Tim looks like he's riding the leaf like you ride a skateboard or a surfboard. And then behind is the Magic School Bus, and it looks like the Magic School Bus has turned into a bird. Let's see what the Wild Leaf Ride is all about. And just as a gentle reminder, there are students in the story, and I'll go through each one. Arnold has blonde hair, and he's got glasses. Ralphie has a red baseball cap that's turned backwards and a green shirt with a red letter R. Keisha has a purple sweater on with a blue stripe that goes from the top here and all the way down her front and down the other arm. And there's Phoebe, who's wearing a red dress, and Carlos has on a dark blue sweatshirt. or hoodie, or some people call them bunny hugs in Saskatchewan. Honestly, bunny hugs, I still don't get it, but that's what they call them in Saskatchewan. And then there's Tim, and he's wearing a light blue shirt with green trim. And Wanda is wearing a pink t-shirt and a red vest. And Dorothy Ann, or DA, has on a purple sweater, and she has blonde hair and pigtails. So let's start. It's fun to be in Miss Frizzle's class. And there's Miss Frizzle with her leafy dress. Miss Frizzle wears funny dresses and funny shoes. Miss Frizzle has acorns on her shoes. She takes us on trips in the magic school bus. DA is asking, do you know why we call the bus magic? And Carlo says, just wait and see. And look, Arnold is in the back by the chalkboard, and he's drawing different types of leaves. And look, he's just drawing the maple leaf. And it looks like Phoebe drew an oak tree leaf and an acorn. Well, I'm thinking that's an oak tree leaf. I don't know what oak tree leaves look like, but there's an acorn there. An acorn comes from oak trees. So I'm not quite sure. Alrighty. Today, we are learning about leaves. We played a game called Leaf Hunt. We looked for leaves near our school. Now they have in the back there, on the back, and it says leaf above Tim's head. And they have a hickory leaf, and a tulip tree, and a beech leaf. And here is a little note by Tim. Why leaves are green by Tim. In summertime, leaves make food for the tree. To do this, they need special green stuff called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll makes leaves look green. Well, on the other page, which is the second part of the leaf hunt, is the word hunt. And on the board, they have a white oak leaf. Oh, it was that one. Cool. There's a horse chestnut leaf, and they have a dogwood leaf. And Wanda says, this leaf is missing. That looks like the maple leaf. If it is, that'll be so cool. So what it says here is we put the leaves on a poster, but there was one leaf we couldn't find. Keisha asks, what do leaves do in the fall? Ralphie says, they fall. It's time for a trip, said Miss Frizzle. Let's go find the missing leaf. Arnold, who never likes to go on trips, says, do we have to take a trip? Keisha, I'm so bad with names. Keisha is holding what looks like a maple leaf. Ralphie says, Arnold doesn't like Miss Frizzle's trips. Well, it says here, we got into the bus, but the bus started to change. What was it going to be? Wanda says, we are getting smaller. Arnold says, aren't I small enough? And it looks like there are wings to either side of the bus, and it looks like tail feathers, and it looks like a beak is forming in the front. It was the magic school bird. Getting Ready for Winter by D.A. Birds fly south to stay warm. Leaves change color and fall. And we put on warm clothes. That we do. The birds were flying south for the winter. We did not want to go south. Arnold says, I knew I should have stayed home today. And the bird caption on the bus says, fly away. We flew over a forest. Everybody jump, said Miss Frizzle. Oh, with parachutes. Keisha says, bye-bye, birdie. Miss Frizzle went first. One by one, we jumped after her. Ooh, there's Wanda and D.A. And Phoebe says, at my old school, we never jumped out of a bus, bird. And there's Miss Frizzle landing. Oh, and there's Ralphie. He's on a leaf. We landed in a big beech tree. Its leaves had turned bright yellow. We were so small, they seemed huge. Ralphie says, we don't need a beech leaf. Phoebe says, we already have one on the poster. Leaves change color by Phoebe. In the fall, leaves lose their green color. The green covered up other colors, colors that were already in the leaves. Without the green, we can see the other colors. There's red, yellow, orange, and brown. I didn't know that. That's so cool. And up ahead, we saw a hole in the tree. Let's look. It looks like there's nuts in there, like acorns. DA says, hey, let's look in the hole. Inside the hole was a big pile of nuts. Lunchtime, says DA. Who put these nuts here? Asks Wanda. Soon we found out. Looks like there's a squirrel or a chipmunk in behind. And that squirrel or chipmunk doesn't look very happy. DA says, these nuts are nothing but trouble. Oh, and they're running away. It was a squirrel. We were small. It was big. We ran away fast. Miss Friz says, squirrels save nuts to eat in the winter. Carlos says, this squirrel is going nuts. And there's Arnold and Tim and DA and Wanda, and they're running away from the squirrel. Ralphie ran right into a bird. Ralphie backed up. He backed up some more. He backed right off the branch. Ralphie hung on to a leaf, but the leaf broke off the tree. I call this a bad break. Get it? The leaf broke? Break? Some leaves fall by Ralphie. Many trees have flat, thin leaves. These cannot live in the winter, so they drop off in the fall. Some don't. Evergreen trees have thick, tough leaves, often shaped like needles. These leaves can last the winter. They stay on the tree for 2 or 3 years. That's cool. Ralphie's leaf started falling, but the wind made it float. It looked like fun, so we all tried it. There's Arnold, spread eagle, on the leaf. It looks like he's scared. And then there is Carlos, and he's thinking it's totally fun. He's sitting up, and DA is sitting up, and Tim is on his knees. That's so cool. As is Keisha, and Phoebe is on her bottom. And it was a wild ride. There's Miss Friz, also was seated on her bottom, and Wanda saying, "Look, I'm surfing." And Ralphie, he's sitting up on the tree. Not on the tree, on the leaf. Plop! We landed in a pile of leaves. Maybe the missing leaf is in here, said Carlos. We all started looking. Tim says, I can't find the missing leaf. Phoebe says, it's still missing. Looks like she's sliding down, a leaf. Arnold found the leaf, but really the leaf found Arnold. It fell on top of him. Arnold says, could someone get this off me? Our search was over, but our trip was not. We walked under an oak tree. Giant acorns fell on us. Grab an acorn top, says Miss Friz. These make good hard hats, says DA. Acorns are seeds by Wanda. If you plant one little acorn, it can grow into a big oak tree. Then we saw the bus. We ran to get on. It started getting bigger. So did we. Miss Frizzle drove away. And on the top of the bus, it says, just a bus. Carlos is saying, goodbye, acorns. We're leaving. Get it? Leaving? Like a leaf? Okay. I'll turn the page. All right. When we came out of the woods, the bus changed one more time. It was a magic school leaf blower. Oh, look at all the leaves. They're being blown all over the place. Ralphie says, this bus changes more than a leaf in the fall. And there's leaves all on different types of leaves on the top and on the sides of the outside of the school bus. At last, Miss Frizzle drove back to school. We put the missing leaf on the leaf hunt poster. Now it was done. It's the maple leaf. DA says, my book says it's a maple leaf. Oh, so cool. It had been a very busy day, but most days are like that in Miss Frizzle's class. Keisha's asking where. I wonder where we'll go next. Wanda says, I bet it will be a really cool place. Because look at Miss Frizzle's dress. There's snowflakes, and she has snowflakes on her dress, on her earrings, and she has a snowman on the bottom of her skirt. She has 2 snowmen on her shoes. Oh, what did you think of that story? I learned something new. I learned that leaves are first green, and then they have colors underneath them. They have red, orange, yellow, and finally brown. That is so cool. I'm learning so much. It's such a good educational tool. Wow. So as we are starting to wrap up our time together today, let's do another deep breathing exercise. Remember, let's get our pretend balloon inside our tummy and inhale deeply for 1, 2, 3, 4. Now hold the breath for and now exhale out for 8 like you're blowing out birthday candles or wind. Good job. And remember, the deep breathing exercise is to remind our body that we are safe right here and right now. I'm going to reach over for my joke book because when we laugh, our bodies relax. So I will read you 3 knock-knock jokes. Here's the first one. Knock, knock. Who's there? Stan. Stan who? Stand back or I'm going to break down the door. Pardon me. That is so funny. Stand back. Stand back. Alrighty. Here's the second joke. Knock, knock. Who's there? Stopwatch. Stopwatch who? Stop what you're doing and come pet this cat. Oh, that's so great. Like instead of stop what you're doing, stop what you're doing. Okay, and here's the third joke. Knock, knock. Who's there? Theodore. Theodore who? Theodore wasn't open, so I knocked. Oh, get it? The door wasn't open? Well, I'm hoping your body's feeling more relaxed and you enjoyed the story, the school bus, and the wild leaf ride. Well, it's been so wonderful spending time with you today. Remember to subscribe and to click on the notification bell. Well, as always, it's been a pleasure. And until next time, bye.